Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on into the room. Come on in. This is your host, Crystal Jordan, and we are here for a relationship recap. You guys know what it is. Every Friday night, we recap the latest episode of Ready to Love. And before I can get started with tonight's conversation, I got to bring in the man of the hour, my co host, Scorpio Moe. Scorpio Moe with the red cup tonight.
Yes, yes. How are you?
Oh, we're back to the clap. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Whew.
Yeah, yeah. But before we get into, I know we were going back and forth on text on tonight. I cannot wait to hear
We
what
get to,
the chat thinks about our dilemma with tonight's episode. How was your week?
interesting. But we here. It's Friday, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's Friday. I had a difficult week. I had oral surgery.
Yeah.
And that I was whew, I made it through. And then actually to yesterday was the first day I was actually able to drive. So I went out. What's up, Mel? I went downtown, and tonight I went down to Atlantic Station with my daughter and some of my girlfriends, and we just, we had a good time. We had a good time. But you guys know I had to be back here at 10 o'clock to
How's
hang
it?
out with you. What?
How is it?
I'm on pain meds and I'm good. I got more to do, you got, just the upkeep as we move through life.
Follow what some people told you to do. Do it.
I am. And then my husband was gone the entire week. I was here with myself. It was just, I'm glad today is Friday. He just got home. I'm looking forward to having a relaxing weekend, going to see Zuri tomorrow and just,
Okay.
just downloading action. And I'm excited because I told you last week I interviewed Jermaine Dupri, actually the
Right.
before. So that comes out next week, and I'm excited for you guys to see that. I think Freaknik comes out on Friday.
When does the doc
It
actually?
comes out on Friday, the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes out on Friday. So anybody in the chat think they may be in the documentary? Do you think that you could be in the documentary? I know we talked about your Freaknik stories before.
On that particular, from what I understand, now I don't know how
Mhm.
true it is. A lot of it is Freaknik '94.
Okay.
Um, from what I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard. And I was definitely involved. I was staying in Decatur. It was an interesting weekend. I had to work that weekend, so the only day I participated was really that Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
But I remember it very. I got pictures from it very, very clear. Yeah,
Oh, you should have brought some of the pictures.
yeah,
You
yeah.
should have brought some next Wednesday you have to bring pictures.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I got. Well, it was like right outside my apartment. It was
No, but it's the Freaknik vibes, and I'll
no,
play
no, no.
you guys.
It was some women that came down from Georgia Southern, and they stayed with me and my homeboy throughout the weekend. So
I
I
bet
got
they did.
all of us in front of the house before we all went our separate ways. But yeah, absolutely.
We want to see that picture on Wednesday. We
And
talked a little
hair,
bit. You had hair then?
yeah.
Okay. Danielle on Natural says anything shown at the underground, I'm not responsible for. Okay, ma'am. We'll be looking for you as well.
Hey,
um, so we talked Wednesday about Love is Blind,
mm,
and we saw that Clay and his mother were on Tamron Hall. Really good episode. I hope you guys, get a chance to check that out. I have a question, and this is gonna. I know we're gonna get to tonight's episode, but my question for you is um, watching that episode of Clay and his mom, watching the finale or the reunion for Love Is Blind, and then seeing tonight's episode of Ready to Love. I am learning that we've talked about this. Men really don't give other men a lot of grace when it comes to certain behaviors. And I'm wondering if you feel like Clay was different. Did you feel like he was being more honest when he was on the show with his mom than you did when he was on Love is Blind with AD?
just to be fair, I didn't see a long clip of him. I didn't see the whole thing of him and his mother, so I don't want to be try to be as fair and honest as possible. I didn't see it. I
Okay.
only saw a small clip on Instagram, so I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, I think I felt like he was being honest on Love Is Blind at the reunion. I feel like he really did not. I feel like he was being as honest as he could be. What's up, Tamasha? Haitian Empress, welcome, ma'am. I love you so much. We talked about you always providing the comic relief in the chat.
Exactly. She's
Yes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to tonight's episode. For me, the first thing I want to start with the fact that we know that William went home, which we already knew that he was going to go home. We figured that out last week because
and I just don't like under the I think he needed to go. I just don't like the circumstances on how they were. That felt a little uncomfortable, honestly, because he's a good guy. I just felt like, damn, man, this man was like, you want a man to share, but then it felt like he got penalized for it at the same time, man. And they was like, can't handle that. And it's like a lot of times at the men, we got to take it all on us. And when we try to want something poured in us because we're feeling the way, they were like, I can't handle that. I can't. And that's what it felt like to me. That was tough, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think we talked a little bit about that last week. I was shocked to hear all the ladies say that they couldn't handle what he had going on. I thought that was especially because what he was talking about, it wasn't necessarily children and it wasn't um a situation with a woman. It was him taking care of his dad and him struggling with that. Now, I will say this, when you are grieving or dealing with something, that's probably not the best time to get into a new relationship. So I can understand the lady's point there. I don't know if have you ever dated someone that was the caretaker for a sick parent?
Not that I could recall. No, no.
See, I have, and I think it's difficult, because you're not able to, at least from my opinion, I don't think that you're really able to focus on developing a new relationship. You really are consumed with the need to take care of your parent. And usually when your parent is at that point, there's the possibility that, you don't know how much time you have left with them. Like, it's just not a good time to bring in another person. But I will say this on behalf of the women. Hey, Starstruck, we're excited that you caught alive as well. Welcome. Come on in and have a seat. Come on in and sit down. Um, I have talked to several men that have told me, that are friends of mine, three that I'm thinking of in particular, that while their mother, two of them, their mother was dealing with cancer.
Mm.
One of them mother was in hospice. The other one had her at home. The other guy was taking care of his father. And they've all shared with me that their wives, not women, wives were very um unsympathetic or non-sympathetic to them while they were doing that. Like, his mom was literally, on at the last stages of cancer, and the wife was like, you're always spending time with your, like, she was really hateful. And so I'm hoping that, I mean, I know all women aren't like that, but hearing what they said and then hearing the women say that they didn't, it was just too much. I
Can,
was like, wow.
can I say something? You know how I found out my mother died?
Mm-mm.
My daughter's mother called me and she was like, hey, your sister called, your mother died, and hung up the phone.
Were you
That's
guys together at that point?
no, but we were maybe whatever months removed, but I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody's, I
Fact.
would never be that cold and callous to anyone.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Now, I just want to say, I hope you don't be upset with me, but your daughter's mother was your ex-wife. So that was, that is a wife, an ex-wife, which I feel like it's always important to,
Something,
yeah,
we weren't married yet.
you weren't, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
you went back after that?
And I still, exactly.
Oh, wow.
My mother, my mother died a month after my daughter was born.
And you guys got married how long after that?
Um, maybe 9 months, something like that.
Wow.
We didn't get back together, but I mean, long story. But I was just showing you like the coldness of, you know what I mean. Like I
Yeah,
would never my worst enemy.
yeah, that's wild. I didn't know that. I did not know that part.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm just saying my worst enemy. I mean, you still have a level of compassion just for humanity and
Yeah.
saying, you know what I'm saying, delivering that kind of information. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So yeah,
I didn't mean to bring the room down.
no. It's good. It's good. This is a safe place for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think that was disappointing to see. I think that's something that we have to think about. And I agree, like the loss of a mother is a void never filled, and even a father, you know what I mean? So for William to be dealing with that, I don't
Absolutely.
necessarily know if he was probably in the right space to be on Ready to Love at that time, but it was unfortunate the way the women spoke about it to me.
Right.
Now, I did notice, did you notice that when he left, he was like, he didn't think that he should have been the one to leave?
Um, yeah, but that was a tough call, to be honest with you. The ladies had a job for themselves on that one because, you know, and I like LeBron, but LeBron could have easily win as well.
Yeah, as could have Alonzo.
Easily.
Alonzo could have left as well because I was surprised that Patrice seemed to really like Chaz more than we realized.
Um, yeah, but we're gonna get to that because Alonzo said something funny. Hey, Alonzo didn't mind.
He didn't. He did not. Um, but yeah, I thought that I feel like there was more to what William said than he said, maybe, or maybe we only got the edit, because with him saying that he didn't think that he should leave, I feel like he probably felt like LaRon should have been the one to leave. Also, I feel like Patrice was upset because she said William, well, or was it Rashina that said William left because he got caught in some mess? And I feel like um that was targeted at LaRon.
Right. And then LeBron at the time was trying to build the connection. He didn't actually have something. You see what I'm saying? So it
I
was kind
still don't think he has one.
yeah, I mean but he was trying to work it. He
I would give him credit. I'll give him a E for effort. Hey, you 7 her 3. No, ma'am. She said not the black quagmire. Ma'am. Y'all, you know what? It's early. We are 14 minutes in. Um, that was funny. I couldn't even hold my face when I saw that. Um, so but I feel like there's more to that. And I feel like it's all gonna come out at the reunion.
oh,
I
yeah.
feel like I just have a sneaky suspicion that because we know that there's gonna be some drama, that's gonna come out. Um, I don't even I'll say this. I don't believe um I don't believe Maya's really into Luron. I also don't
Oh,
believe Mika is really into Justin.
that has a better shot than LeBron and Maya.
Well, that ain't got a shot at all. So
Because Maya's responses are like, you peeping them?
I'm peeping them, and I'm peeping her eye. You know, he's like, "Why are you always smiling at me?" And she's like, "I'm just smiling at this. What's wrong with that?" Like and when a woman says that, it's like it's not you. It's just that I'm smiling. It's not that I'm just smiling at you.
Right to his coming on to her or his, you know, he's trying to flatter her and do it. It's dry.
But I also feel like Mika and Justin, first of all, for the fact that it just came out of the blue. And also, it just doesn't really, all of a sudden, Mika is being warm and playful, very different as we near the end of the game. I mean, the end of the show feels strange to me. And the fact that she has 2 kids. And if you notice that she was concerned about the kid, I guess she may not be as concerned with the kids around um Justin because he is a teacher, but I don't I don't believe it.
Do I, they got a little, I can say, steamy or something. It came like everybody was going in different rooms and.
Well, Justin said, am I here? You know, early on in the show, he was like, is it Miss Right or Mrs. Right now? He's young, he's down to play. Mika's a beautiful woman. You snuggled up in the bed with a beautiful woman. Every man is going to be cool at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he hit, but yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what. Well.
He was like, "Yeah, we got real." He put that extra real on it. I was like, "Yeah, I know what that means."
Yeah, you know what? I don't really think I don't think anybody has a shot. Honestly, K Foy. I feel like Alonzo does like Patrice, but after tonight, I don't necessarily think Patrice likes Alonzo as much as I thought she did at first.
You don't think?
Not when Chaz was, she was really, and she said, she was like, well, I'm still like Chaz. And Alonzo just doesn't necessarily, like, I understand that Patrice is a free spirit, but she also is a grown woman who has a whole, at least from what we see, has a trucking company. So I just think that she appreciated, and she said that she felt like her and Chaz were more on a business level, more, of a fit. So,
That's she still got a heart, right? Or that don't matter.
I'm not saying it don't matter. I just don't. I don't think that she really would take Alonzo seriously. Blondie Monique said, "Did any of you watch Will's interview with Kojo? He had receipts that made LaRon look bad and like a liar." I didn't see that yet, but I believe what you just said. I do believe what you just said. I'm sure that there's something that could. I believe that something could definitely make LaRon, the truth could probably show him as being manipulative and working what he wanted to work.
Once his main attraction left, he had to play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And he said,
I'm not mad at that.
Said that. But it was like, now, I'm sure that's why Koshia hates him after him saying that, well, because Koshia left, I probably wouldn't have, if Koshia hadn't left, I probably wouldn't have connected with Maya. And who did he say if a guy hadn't have left, that she wouldn't have probably connected with him?
Right.
William.
Wait. But I mean, at that point, you're going, I'm still here. Am I not to play the game?
I'm not saying he shouldn't have played the game, but she just said that William said he was lying. I'm saying that could possibly be true, but
possible.
Oh, they said that LaRon was basically talking about getting rid of Koshia. Jesus help us. I should have watched that before coming in tonight. But no, we're good. We are talking about what we've seen so far. I do think that Vanessa and Shaz, I don't even know if that's going to work at this point. Like at first I felt strong about that, but now I don't. Now, Mo and I did not agree. Mo and I, nor my husband and I, did not agree about Chaz. So I want to hear what you guys think about Chaz's breakdown tonight. Mo, what? Because you sent me a screenshot. Tell them about the screenshot and what you think give them your theory on Chaz's breakdown.
Oh, man, I want to know how many people bought that.
Can you put your hand can you raise your hand in the chat? Raise your hand in the chat if you guys believed that Chaz was really emotionally overwhelmed.
Something. The amount of hands up here is going to let me know who we really have in the chat.
Nobody believed it.
See, these are some very smart people. I love y'all. I am highly disappointed in Christal Jordan Jennings. She is a very smart woman, and Christal usually picks up on bullshit early. Her bullshit meter since she's been married has been lowered.
Since I've been married, it's been low. My defenses are not as sharp. No. Okay, all right, hold on, guys. Hold on, everyone. I mean, y'all are trip. Everybody's like, nope, 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 nope,
Thank,
nope, nope,
thank
nope, nope. Look, all
you.
right. Let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Okay,
I See, you said, Crystal, come on. I'm okay. I'm not. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I'm
Now,
listening.
what I'm saying is that this is what I think. Before y'all throw me under the bus, what I think is that he brought this on himself, right? He did this to himself, but I do think that he did not like the fact because most men don't have. They are tearing me up. Wait a minute. Most men don't have all the women that they're talking to together at one time, right? I feel like Chaz does not want to look like the bad guy. Now, he did eat the strawberry out of Rashina's chest. So he obviously was with the shits. However, I feel like when Vanessa told him that all the ladies were speaking about him and were basically saying that he was full of it, I feel like that's what caused him to become emotional. And he was like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home because I don't want to be the bad guy. I'm supposed to be the good guy. The other guys are supposed to be the bad guy. It's not that I feel like he really was heartfelt with all the women, but I do feel like he was emotional over the fact that the women were caught pulling his card. Can you give me that?
I give you a little bit the fact that he was slightly overwhelmed. Like I get that part, but not to that point. Not hiding in the bathroom about to break. Come on, man. We're not doing that. We not
Was that the bathroom or was that his room? See, we don't.
whatever whatever it was. He was in the room, and it sounded like he was emotional. It sounded like he was emotional. I don't know if I'm not. He could have won a Emmy for that, though. Don't get me wrong.
Jacqueline said that means he isn't ready to love. I'm not debating that. All I'm saying is that what I think is that he is not the having four women that were all attracted to him and all wanted him and having them all together and having them comparing notes because they were comparing the good morning beautiful text. Remember that. I feel like he was stressed. Now, I am not saying that he wasn't. I feel like if the women hadn't been all together, if they hadn't been on that trip, he would have been fine with it. But I feel like the fact that he got caught or he was getting caught made him, babe, I told you what I said.
Was they gonna beat his ass or something? Like, come on,
Okay,
man.
let me ask you a question, Mo. I asked Gun Boss this, and he pled the fifth.
Okay.
We know what that means.
Yeah.
But have you not been dating multiple women and kind of got caught up and felt a little overwhelmed?
I've been in a situation when I used to do the club thing, and three women came, sat in three different sections. I would go into the kitchen, come out, see this one, go into the kitchen, come out, and jump from table to table, and you were like, wow. And somebody noticed it. They was like, I see what you're doing. It was a guy. He started. And what I would say is usually one you like more than, all three equally.
That's not what I'm asking you.
At that point, stand up. And I've been in this situation, but you always like one more, but not that overwhelmed. Like not that.
Okay, no. I'm not talking about in the club because I've been with you when there have been multiple girls at the club. I'm asking you, have you ever got caught? Like when
No.
Well, then you don't know because you've never been in a situation where you got caught.
Well, you brought that on yourself.
He did bring it on himself. He had no business eating that strawberry out of her cleavage. That was wild.
You can't be. I think to me, he started out. I mean, once he felt he wasn't eliminated, but he felt that energy that he might have been depicted as the villain.
I agree with that.
He turned around and found a way to be the victim. And if you ever read the 48 Laws of Power,
Here we go. That's
if
what Mo sent me. So read
I got other room, but here's a summary of it.
I have it.
If there you go, read it.
I have it. Hold on.
And that's what I know. And he's a smart dude. Like, he's playing the game. He knew what we're good. Can you read it?
I'm reading it. It says Law 16, is use absence to increase respect and honor. Hold on. Too much circulation makes the price go down. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you're already established in a group, temporary withdrawal from it will make you more talked about and even more admired. You must learn when to leave, create value through scarcity.
Now, in saying that, now I'm going to take it back a little further when William left. And you see how everybody was down and they said how it felt like a funeral. This was just William, right?
Yes.
So after Chaz made his exit, did they not say the same thing about him? And he didn't quit the show. He did it voluntarily. He just stepped away and he came back and created value, and it was missing. Like, it was a slick move. I'm on to it, but I knew what it was. That's what come. I was like, I know. I studied the 48 Laws about, so I knew what it was. That's why I screenshot it and took it and sent it to you.
You did.
Did that not sound like what just happened?
It did. It did sound just like it. And Vanessa did say that she wasn't sure if he was gaslighting her. Now, I will also say this to redeem myself, chat. When he was talking to Vanessa, that felt like BS. The whole I'm here right now. No, I'm that part did feel very much like BS. I was like, yeah, but I'm saying I feel like when he was you made me say in the bathroom, when he was in his room and he was upset, I think it was because I stand on what I said. I think a lot of men can move around. Like, you had all those women in different sections, but what if you looked up and they were all sitting in the same section? You probably went out the back door.
If none of them are my girlfriend, then I don't like. At this
point, so what would you do if they was all in the same section talking?
Well, at that point, here's what I know in that section. In that, you fought back. They're going to at that time pick. She's not going to want to lose to her. Some woman might eliminate herself. It'll fall. It'll make its own room in the one that's there for you. I don't care if she's only there because she don't want the other girl to win. She'll be there. But at the end of the day, he knew who the long game was, and that was, unfortunately, that was the one he spent the less time with, and she was vocal about it.
Right.
And he felt bad about that. Don't get me wrong. He did feel bad about that, but someone's on Temptation Island. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I understood what he was, that dilemma. Son, I mean, it's Miss Right now, and whatever else in between. And he had a smorgasbord full of beautiful women. He was trying to figure it out on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
To leave, that was a little dramatic.
I feel like it was dramatic, but I feel like it was because he felt like he was going to end up looking crazy, because with all of them, I've seen it happen. It was when I was a lot younger, but I've seen girls get together, figure out a guy is lying, and be like, okay, I'm going to be at the house. You come over. We're going to bust him. Dudes do not like that energy. Like, if you watch Cheaters, they'll be like, they will leave, they'll run. They like to talk to one by themselves. You have to isolate and conquer. They cannot deal with women together because the lies that they tell end up getting caught up.
I don't know. If they ain't my girlfriend, then I mean, it ain't. How much pressure could it be?
Oh, well, let's see what happens the next time you're out at the party. Let's do it.
If they're not my girlfriend, oh man, come on, man.
You're telling them different stuff. It's not about if they're a girlfriend or not. If you're telling them the same story. That's what happened on
where he messed up at. I'm not telling them. I would, if I'm just going out on dates or whatever. You see me, I invite them all to the party, and then just move around. If a girlfriend is something totally different, a wife and all this other stuff, but once you say this is we're committed and put a label on it, then it is. Women, y'all do it all the time. Y'all even do it with a boyfriend and be like, well, technically I'm single because I'm not married. Like, come on, man, stop it.
Well, I mean, women, I don't know if women are telling the same, giving the same information. I'm telling you,
Well,
that's why he left.
that was wrong. That was wrong. In the same information.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think it was because I think he was overwhelmed with all his stuff. Someone said that he's 47, and that also is why maybe he was a late bloomer, and maybe this is not the situation. But I just don't think
he's been a handsome man all his life. He done been through this. Come on, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. The nice looking guy. He's well spoken. He knows what works for him. Please, I'm trying to school y'all, man.
I could say I guess I could be wrong, but okay. So what do you think about him and Vanessa moving forward? Like I'm not getting soft. I promise I'm not. I'm not.
Somebody said he's not. I mean, he look like a nice. The women seem to like him, and I mean, he cool too.
4 women out of the 5 liked him, so
yeah. I mean, he cool.
Or they feel like he's a good fit, a good catch. Yeah, they feel like he's a good.
The crib is fly. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, like, okay, my bad. He's not.
They are not. Is he blocking people? What? Yikes. So what do you think about Vanessa? I feel like this has shaken the connection that he did have with Vanessa, because
it's over. It's over. Damn it. And they look good together too.
They did look good together.
But
I agree with Druzy. I think he's a good looking guy. I do. I think he presents himself well. I just feel like
that's the trick.
Well, you one who speaks properly it's a trick.
No. Once you know that works and you can use it, your defenses come down, because y'all said the same thing about Mizell, right?
Yeah.
And y'all said so well. Yeah. And your defensive went down, but then we found out later. And it's not all guys that are well spoken and carry themselves. I'm just saying, as a man, I can see through it a little faster than y'all can. And obviously your husband can too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was sitting there like, nah. I asked him, had he ever felt overwhelmed, and he said no. He said not at all.
Yo, these are good problems, man.
That's what he was like. All right. So I do think that this could be I think this could be the end of him and Vanessa's connection. I also think I agree that he was not serious about her, because if he was, I don't think he would have went for the strawberry in the cleavage.
He wouldn't know, but they drinking and stuff. But he could clean it up. I ain't gonna lie. As long as she's talking and willing to talk with you, you could clean that mess up. You can.
I hate y'all. Hold on. All right.
When they talk about, well, I just want to talk and need closure, tell me what was really going on. Will it end? I'm telling you.
That's what y'all need to know. Men we should not talk to men, because they think as long as you're open to talk, that means that you're weak.
Weak is don't say that. I don't want.
But that's what it is. You can still reel her in because you feel like she's weak.
I just feel like she cares still.
She's weak.
You called it weak. I say she cares.
If you feel like you can reel her in and play with her, that's weak.
I might have realized the error in my ways.
Nah.
To dump those other women and come on home.
Did you feel like when Vanessa was challenging Chaz that she was in the right, when she was like, now you went and added a whole nother woman?
Yeah, because she was clearly, that was her main connection.
That was her only connection just about this whole time.
Well, she was giving homeboys, our guest last
Dom. Yeah, he did say that. They were connected.
time, it was too late. But yeah, I think she was hurt. I mean, if you see the episode before, every time Chaz was doing something with another woman, she was like, and all.
But I mean, if you're there, I feel like it's that good guy energy. Like you don't expect, I bet she didn't expect that from him.
Yeah. I mean, that exactly.
She did not expect that from him. All right. The leaked audio of Vanessa. No, yeah, I'm telling you, I was down with the
Hey, where's that at?
I was down with oral surgery. I obviously have been off my game.
Hey,
What is the leaked audio?
I'm saying what?
I don't know.
Hey, y'all be not be slandering that woman.
They're not slandering her. I guess there was a joke, but it's not.
Oh, I
I don't know what's going on with the leaked audio. But in any case, let's get back to
would
y'all
like.
are thrown off. Let's get back to tonight's episode. Let's talk a little bit about the energy between. I felt like there was a shift with Patrice, and I feel like Patrice wanted Chaz. Rashina obviously wanted Chaz. Obviously Vanessa, and who else? Who was the fourth one?
Mika.
Mika. Mika's not. I don't believe Mika likes any of them. I believe Mika's playing games. I don't think she really. There's no way Mika was really going to be.
I think Chaz. Rashida's slick.
Why you say that?
Because she knew she was about to get off.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even slick.
She was like, oh. Let me say what I gotta say first.
That wasn't even slick. It was like it was almost like she was intending. She was like, no, I want to say mine first. And then he wasn't slick either because he was like, well, let me just say what I gotta say before I forget it. Chad.
I mean, yeah, like I brought you here. So why
that wasn't slick. But I feel like it's unfortunate because people, it does become about egos, right? And then it becomes about well, I got kicked off. Was I not good enough?
There you go.
Now stop speaking on me. Y'all don't know me. Mika, we're just talking about the show. We don't know. We would love for you to come on and share with us what's going on. We're just talking on what we see. And from what we see, we didn't see a real connection really with any of the guys until tonight.
Exactly.
But I mean, we don't know. We welcome everybody from the cast is welcome to come on and share their side. But it's just weird to us that we didn't see any connections, and then especially not with Justin.
No, that's why her and Justin thing, I wasn't really. I don't know if they had enough time, but I wasn't really mad at that though.
Now you wasn't mad at that because Mika's in the chat.
No. I wrote that down.
What did you say? What did you write down?
I wrote Justin / Mika, and I put a happy face. I'm looking.
Let's see it.
It's right there, and they go to happy face.
Okay.
But the only reason I said that is because she seemed at that time to like kind of let her guard down, and they kissed, and it was better. And I was like, I might, but it's like what's the name? Dominique. It might be too late though, like to build on that.
I don't think it's too late. Obviously, they're there and they don't have any other connections. I do like the way they don't have any other connect. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go. So I don't think it's too late. I did say that I thought that she could like Justin because she mentioned her kids, and Justin obviously being a teacher would be a good fit for that. But I don't know. We'll have to see more of it. We didn't see enough, and I don't think you can't really go on tonight because it was at an overnight getaway. So people can hook up and be physically attracted. Obviously, she's a beautiful woman. Obviously, he's very attracted to her. He's a very attractive guy. That doesn't mean that they have chemistry. That just means that they probably were attracted to each other.
Right. Now that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's enough time to see if because I don't know how many episodes they have left.
Well, not very much. I think we're at this point, we're getting ready to be at the finale if not next week, the following week. Gotta be.
Because you see him and Rashida felt more like friends, right?
I saw that. I did. I thought I really like Justin has been. Can we just say that? Well, for me, I like Justin a lot. I feel like he's a stand-up dude. I
Yeah.
like the fact that he went and spoke to Rashina to make sure she was okay because she was upset. I don't even know if Rashina really was like, I mean, we just haven't seen enough of the dates. Like I said last week to Dominique, we haven't seen enough of the dates to really know if people like each other or not. But for Rashina and also for Rashina to have that response when Chaz left, I don't know if it's because she liked Chaz or she knew that probably meant she was going home.
That's usually how it worked, right? It didn't work that way for LeBron though. He stuck around.
He did, but he stuck. Look at all that he had to do to stick around.
Once again, once you think he had to play the game. You can't be smart.
And I will say this. I don't think anybody on the show has played the game as well as LeBron.
Chaz. You know why?
Nah, this was not. This did not feel like playing the game tonight. This felt like a fumble.
But the reason why I said his thing is what you want to do is go in and create as many options as possible. And that's what Chaz did. That's chess.
Yeah, but the problem with this show, though, if you know the history of Ready to Love,
right,
that always backfires because the girls are there together and they always start to compare notes.
That's
always end up going into the ladies' lounge and talking about it, and then coming back out. And if you noticed, they were talking about the the good morning beautiful text, and then also Rashida was like, it's about to be, we're trying to, they are, women get to the point where it becomes extremely competitive. You're going to have to make a choice. So actually, usually the guy that everybody likes, but has like one or two connections, when you have four, you kind of get, it's too many. That was too many. He went too hard.
Okay.
He went too hard. Yeah, you can't do that. But to me, LeBron is the best player of the game and Ready to Love history, because most people, I think they try to. Okay, Chaz said he didn't fumble. I don't fumble. Okay, sir.
LeBron is.
We gotta have you on the show, Chaz. You gotta. I know you've done some other shows, but I hope you will come on and chat with us next week. But
he laid it on thick after he thought he was on the chopping block.
He did, but LeBron has done that every time.
I'm not mad at that though. I get it.
But that's why I said I feel like he plays the game because he knows he is a people person. And he does talk. He's one of those people that talks a lot, but also watches. And he risked it all. He went out there and got Alexis out. Like he has been effective. He's a worthy opponent in this game. Chaz, I think you overshot. And I guess my issue is I felt empathy for the situation because I hear what the other guys are saying, even my husband too, about not being overwhelmed. But I also don't think that they would do well if they were in a house with four of their connections in the same house. Women can put pressure on a man. Women can put pressure. And you talking about going back and forth. I've been out with you when there were girls and you were telling me, well, tell her this and don't bring her over here. So you weren't just like chilling, like you weren't just acting all stress-free.
Nah, but at the same time, I didn't leave the club.
You did not leave the club, but they weren't all in the same section.
Right, but I mean, they're in the same
notes.
I get it, but it was the notes. If they got a history, I think that's the only part where he went like that part that they were going to exchange notes, live in the same, they are under the same roof and they're all trading notes. And he said this, and I said, connecting.
It's a recipe for disaster. I think most guys that are players, they fumble when it comes to Ready to Love because all the girls are able to compare notes, and that ladies' lounge is a trip.
But here's the thing, like the one that I know that, obviously Vanessa, the only thing was that's the one he spent the less time with at the thing, and then he hit it with the line, like you said, well, I'm here now.
Yeah,
And
I like that. That was a fumble.
that before.
That was a fumble, like that Trey Songz record. I fumbled your
Yeah.
I fumbled your heart.
Yeah.
That was a fun, and Vanessa wasn't, and see, Vanessa is not the type of chick that's gonna be okay with it. I really don't know who would have been okay with it at that pick on that resort trip, but definitely not Vanessa. That wasn't the one. I think that why wouldn't you get her out the way first,
Who?
Vanessa?
What do you, out the way? What do you mean by out
As
the way?
far as the time, like just get her, spend time with her first.
In front of him, he had Mika with them shorts on, and he saw them later. I didn't even know it was all like that with her.
We
And
we know as Dominique and you, the shadows be thick. He said the shadows were thick.
yeah, then you go in there, and then there's Rashida. She got the girls out, and y'all drinking, and there's strawberries. I think son got caught up in the moment. I mean, because that's important.
Patrice too.
Huh?
Patrice too.
See what I'm saying?
I don't think. I just think at that point
I think she jumped on the lady. That was her. That was more her than him to
she
me.
did, but as I guess it's hard for a man to tell a woman I'm good.
When it's in your, yeah, it could be, yeah. Depending on who's
Herself. She did insert herself, but I mean, he said in his confessional, he was like, "Well, I want to, I need to get to know her."
but he became more attractive because women attract women. I told you that.
You
We
did
had to,
tell me that, yeah, yeah.
what happens
But that's ego, though.
on whose part,
The women,
right? Absolutely.
yeah. Then it's like, oh well, wait a minute. Um, Patrice lost William. Let's be honest. Who really was leaving with William? No, I'm not, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just asking. Hey, Suzanne, you know what? I owe you an email. Um, yeah, I owe you an email to say thank you. I meant to do it this week, but forgive me because I had oral surgery and I was totally messed up. But I got you on Monday. Um, yeah, I don't really think that Patrice was going home with I don't really think William was going to make it to the end. I was surprised William made it that long, but I just don't, because even if you take out the issue about, I don't know why she was crying over William. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That was weird.
I just saying because I think just because of his situation, and he's a nice guy, and they didn't want to have to do that, but they had to do it.
And Anna said she didn't really want. I'm not accidentally throwing shade. Am I throwing shade?
On who?
I don't know. I'm not trying to throw shade. I just don't think that William was really their top. I definitely don't think that Maya was really into William.
No.
Maybe because there was nobody else really here for her. Like I don't think Maya was really into any of the guys.
Hmm.
Who was Maya into?
Yeah, not really. Yeah. You think her and Chaz never really, right?
I mean, at that point, I don't think so. I don't. We didn't see anything about. We didn't
Yeah.
see. But I mean, hell, I was expecting her to be like, "Well, I kind of like Chaz too," because of the because of the house, and as Dominique said, the throw pillows.
Right.
No.
Hey, hey, it works.
I think Maya's trying to make it to the end too. Maybe she's as good a player as LaRon. I think I wouldn't be mad at Maya and LaRon as a couple though, but because they both like to go out. We do remember that Maya was the one throwing a little bit of flirtation his way, kind of messing up his rhythm with Koshia.
And then, right, exactly. And then, he might have the bread. What did her ex say?
Yeah. Because he said that it wasn't cheap with her.
The dude was like, she don't like humble living. He said something to that effect. Don't quote me on
That was telling, and she acknowledged it, which I love the fact that she was honest about it. She was like, no, but then she was like, yeah.
I say that to that man. You don't know that man's situation.
What?
The
Justin?
Yeah, you don't know his situation.
But Justin said, I don't have a big bank account.
Well, he said that after the fact.
I mean, I don't think Justin tries to put on airs. I think he's a school teacher, and I think he's just honest with himself.
Yeah, but you don't know what he. I just like. What is he supposed?
Where is a school teacher going to hide 7 figures?
I guess I don't know. Maybe do Uber on the side. I don't know, man.
No, no. I mean, not everybody wants to be a multimillionaire. Some people are fine just living their life.
Just don't assume he's messed up or something. I don't know. I
I
just
don't think it's messed up, but I mean, I don't think that you would assume we've been through this school teacher debate. I don't think okay, let's say social worker. I don't think that anybody that would want, I mean, anyone that would want a man with a lot of expendable income would be looking for a social worker.
so I guess he knew that coming in with Justin did. Because other than that, you know how it is. If he was wearing a bunch of jewelry and pulled up in this car, would you say that? Like, but when he's white, they say, well, white people don't show their money and they just dress and they might have it. So you don't know what this dude. He could have an inheritance. He could be working on something, but just assume that. I don't know. I think that unless he knew what he did coming in.
I mean, he probably knew, but I also don't think there are not just a lot of black people walking around with that are trust fund kids. There may be some, but I don't know that that's a normal thing for us. It's not really happening a lot. But I mean, and I I don't I love the fact that Justin didn't run from it. He said he doesn't if she wants a big bank account, that's not me.
No,
And very few men can say that and stand on it and
totally.
still be confident.
I respect that.
So kudos to him. And like I said, he's just a solid dude. I like him. Solid guy. Um, and attractive. So that's always and I think there's nothing wrong with a school teacher. Like, I think that if you are realistically, if you are someone that has children and is looking for a man that would be a good stepfather or father figure for your children, that would be a good, I mean, considering that making sure that his character is in line with that would be a good thing,
Got you.
I think. I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
it's,
and like I said, I agree, Marriott. I like that Justin accepts his reality and works with it.
yeah,
What did you think of Maya and LaRon's date after the getaway?
I like it. I think he's pulling out the big guns. He's trying to impress her, man. Why not?
I don't feel like she was buying it.
No, no, don't get me wrong. She wasn't buying it. I'm just saying because her answers were very, very dry.
Her answers were dry, and then when he was feeding her the oyster, she was going along with it barely.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same thing with honestly, I felt the same thing about Patrice and Alonzo's date. I don't feel like Patrice takes him 100% seriously. I feel like she's going to end this season with him because it makes sense to go to the end, but I don't feel like she really, you know, I don't feel like she takes him seriously.
Chaz, you done messed up everybody's relationship. God.
Well, I mean, Chaz can't be with all of them, so if
But once they got a feel for him, and then they go back to the other dude, they be like,
he doesn't have a comfortable home.
yeah. It was like, you know.
Yeah.
Go back to a full time after you start dealing. You went to Chaz crib.
Well, I think what it needs to do, the Ready to Love producers need to get more men that are in more comfortable positions because I think that comes across, and I think women, especially after, I would say women after age 35, they're looking for, looks are great, but they're also looking for someone that's stable. I also think they got rid of a lot of, people that maybe they shouldn't have this season.
Like, what's the name? I still believe in Dominique was. I think if the interview that we did, if
Yeah.
people saw that before, if he would have showed more of that, he would have stuck around a little bit longer.
And maybe it just wasn't, maybe that wasn't the way they saw the script, but I definitely feel like Dominique was a better choice for women that are looking for a stable man than um, than Alonzo, and I hate to say that. Sorry, Alonzo, but I feel like Dominique was a more, just a better choice. I also feel like than William. Like, how did William outlast Dominique? That's
Exactly.
weird.
Exactly. I just thought Dominique was a. You just might have had to put up with a little cussing, but other than that, I,
The ladies did not like the cursing,
they,
but I tell you what, this, and I wanted to say this to the chat. So when Dominique was here, a lot of people complained about him cursing a lot. The reason that I did not say anything to him about it, first of all, it didn't necessarily offend me because I like to meet people where they are. You guys got to remember, I started as an entertainment publicist, and when I first started, I was working with when I first met Mo, I worked with all hip hop artists. So I worked with Ti, I worked with, D4, like I worked with a lot of hip hop artists initially. So a lot. So I don't really I learned to be able to meet people where they are, and most importantly, I wanted him to feel comfortable, and I wanted him to know that he could be himself here. And I really enjoyed the interview. I feel like he was a stand-up guy, and I enjoyed his interview. I feel like I said, I no shade to William or Alonzo, um, but I feel like Dominique really should have stayed until I feel like one of these women would have been a better fit for him. I don't understand. I would love to ask the ladies, like, why was he not a more in demand choice? Now, what I didn't ask him is how tall he was, because he said that one of the ladies made it seem like he was super short, and he said like he was 5'5" or something. So obviously he's taller than 5'5", but I don't know how tall he was. May have to ask him that. But
he
um,
might be here.
what?
That he watches, he might be in the chat.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why the ladies would have, unless it was production that actually just kind of wanted to make it make sense. But I can't understand why he would be gone before William or Alonzo.
I don't know. It's a great question.
That's
But I
crazy.
still
And
think
even if he was short, LaRon seems short. But I mean, there are a lot of women that like there are a lot of women that like short men.
somebody said he was too cheap.
Cheap where? All these dates are being paid for by production.
Right. And you saw him when he did the interview with us. He had the condo and you saw the city behind him. It looked fly to me. I don't know.
I don't know if he was cheap. I think he just, I don't know. I'm not sure what that was. You guys let me know what you think.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why that, and I don't feel like he was lying to any women. I do think he scared women when he said he wanted 10 children, because that was just a scary statement, period. But he
Did you,
did take a lot of time off. I don't think they got enough time to get to know him, maybe, but still, I mean, still, outside of the people that stayed, I would have been like, well, let me just try one more time. Let me just try again.
did you see Alonzo's face when they was like, Chaz was gone and
Yes, I did.
he was like, oh, word?
He said, well, I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Bye. I mean, that was real. I'm not mad at him for that. I mean, his woman was trying to make a move.
I mean, that's all, you can't be, I guess he had to jump in. We had to jump back in, let me say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, the interesting thing is Alonzo, he's being really sweet to Patrice, and I do think he likes her. And this is a very different Alonzo than we first met, right? When we first met Alonzo, he was sexually driven, talking about sexuality and all that kind of stuff. And now we see this like sweet, almost like um shy person. Like, is this game?
Yes. Yes. He saw people eliminated around him and he was like, oh, they was on the same type of time I was on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Because he saw oh boy that because they were definitely talking the same stuff. Vanessa said Dominique is 5'10". If Dominique is 5'10", y'all fumbled. Ladies of Ready to Love Fort Worth, y'all fumbled. Just saying.
And then switch gears. I mean, we all have at least two sides to us, and I think this is just his other side. That's all. I don't think he's like being a different guy. I just think he's exposing more of the other side. That's all.
You think he's being he's seriously into Patrice, or do you think he's just playing the game?
Dead serious. Now, whether he's into him, that's something else. I think he's serious.
Okay. All right. Okay, so all right. Well, I guess what are your predictions for next week? They're gonna see, this is weird that they did the overnight and now we're gonna see the ladies' friends and family.
I saw that clip, boy.
Yeah. I'm Mika's dad looks like a personality. I feel like we're gonna love him. I
Yeah,
feel like he is a good time.
yeah. I can tell he an old school player. I already
That's
know.
what I'm saying. Good looking guy, you know. He's gonna give us some good laughs and a lot of personality, I think.
I think Patrice and Alonzo might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be in trouble.
I feel like the trouble started with Chaz.
I was just saying. That's what I was saying. I mean, but see, that's something he can't help. That like, because I think she jumped on board late, and you know, can't help that. But and I think when he talks to you, he makes you feel like it's all about you.
Who you talking about? Chat? You talking about Chaz?
Yeah, when he does that, and she went for it.
Well, that's also just a grown man. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
you have interest somewhere else, and you're on the show. You talk to her, you look her in the eye, but you don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think he just has that in him. He makes it feel super personable, but at the same time, if we're supposed to be picking one and loving you, they all can't get the same energy, right? Or not supposed to.
well, you're not gonna get the same energy because the conversation and the presentation is gonna be different. So you have to like I don't feel like Vanessa would have done the strawberry in the cleavage on TV. Like we don't know what she, because Dominique kind of suggested that maybe she was more reserved on television, but I just feel like
It was too.
different women going to bring different things out of different men.
That's
Mika said that there's a lot of things that the audience will understand, and we know that production, which is why we like having these conversations and having cast come on, because we know there's a lot that we don't see. Mainly this season, we didn't really see any of the connections made. I think in previous seasons we've been able to actually see people connect. So we see one-on-one dates. Like in Miami, we saw Mike and Brandy, and we saw them actually like go on dates and get to kind of form that connection. But it we haven't really seen that. We saw a lot of group dates and we saw a lot of drama. So when we see people connecting, we're just like, where'd that come from? Where did this it just feels like everything kind of came out of the blue. Even with Rashina and Chaz, it just was like, for her to be into him that much, that was surprising, because really all we've seen is Chaz and Vanessa.
who does she have though? Maybe she playing too. Who does she have other than him?
We definitely saw Joy and Clifton, Monica. That's a good one, because we saw them from the first. Literally, they watched their story formed from the very beginning, and that's a good point. That's a good example. Clifton had Joy, and then there was another lady. I can't remember her name, but she's a beautiful lady. She ended up getting married to another guy, and she's doing great. But Clifton had Joy and this other lady, and he kind of waffled between the two. We saw him definitely more into Joy, and then finally he cut it off with the other lady. She was upset. But I think if Clifton was very clear about who he liked, even if you go back to season one, Mike was very, clear about Shay. I think there were other women that liked him, but he was very clear. He stayed cool with everybody else, but he didn't, he wasn't trying to entertain. I think, yeah, I think Chaz made a mistake by actually like this late in the game, adding extra connections makes you look.
Well, I think what's the name jumped on board. I don't think he added her. She added herself.
Yeah, she did. And I mean, she did. She did. She did. Not Carmen and Clifton and Joy. Anna, you are silly for that. All right. So, all right, your predictions. I think that obviously Patrice and Alonzo, I feel like there's going to be trouble, but I think they'll make it to the end. I think all the couples that we see now are going to make it to the end. Yeah, it was Dakia, Monica. It was Dakia with Joy and Clifton. That was not nice because Dakia was treated badly. Clifton apologized. But, back to the words of Whitney Houston, for
Right.
every win, someone must fall. Like it's always going to be like that. We just don't always see it. But anytime somebody gets married, there's somebody that he didn't choose at home. Every time a woman says yes, there's some man, mad because she didn't tell him yes. That's just part of life. And you can't
Yeah.
be upset. I feel like Rashina tonight, I wish she would have handled it a little bit better. But I do understand that she probably was, her ego was probably a little bruised.
Since we talking about songs, I still need y'all, and maybe Chad could tell us, maybe after this store is over, where he got that lyric from. I'm
I
still.
don't think that's a lyric. I don't think that's a lyric.
I'm not
The
buying.
sunset, I don't think that's a lyric.
So you think that was like right on the spot? It just came to him poetry like
I
that.
do. I do. I do.
I,
He
I
did. I think he apologized to Kia. I mean to Dakia, but I don't know about after the reunion. The reunion was wild. That was wild. That was a wild reunion.
I keep talking about.
You were talking about old shows. Sorry. Okay. So I don't think that it was a song, but we can ask Chaz. Hopefully he'll come on and talk to us, and we can ask him. Was it from a song? I don't think it's Ready or Not. Because trust me, y'all. Can I tell y'all a story about Ready or Not?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Do you know my story? Do you remember it?
You did. Go ahead. This is.
And I had a guy tell me that you just want me to say, I can't really go into detail, but he was like, you just want me to say that I'm gonna swim the widest oceans and climb the highest mountains, and I'm not gonna do any of that. Now, I was young and I should have listened to what he said. That was what he meant. But did I listen? No, I didn't. I was just like, first I was taken aback, and then I was like, he doesn't really mean that. He did. He did. I'll just leave it at that. He did. Yeah. It's not as soon as I get home from work. I'm telling you, I'm a Babyface fan. I know all his lyrics. There's nothing about the sunset. I'm gonna look, but I'm telling you that just came straight off the cuff. That's what Chaz meant. He enjoys the sunset.
I took a New Edition 9 or 2 back in the day. I just
Which
put
line did you take from New Edition?
took a couple of them.
But New Edition didn't have really romantic lines, so I'm trying to figure out where you were
I
going
was
with that. They had
talking,
cutesy songs, but
talking about, and I took a Jodeci.
now
Ready.
that one might have worked. But the New Edition,
No, I did that one first, and
what line was it?
and then it was the what's the name, but it wasn't too. It was a group of women, and I was. It was a group of us, and I did that. You're not my kind of girl line.
The Sorry You're Not My Kind of Girl.
Yeah, but I was saying it
I
to.
used that with the Clay and AD.
No,
Sorry.
I was trying to stay away from this. Oh, we can address that though. I
Yeah,
guess.
we should. We should.
But yeah, and then I took a I took a Jodeci line. It was a talking part.
But wait a minute. You said to a girl, "Sorry, you're not my kind of girl."
No, 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 not that part. When who was it? Was it Mike or Ronnie? They the only ones that do the talking part. And I was like, yo, it was a group of us, men and women.
I had it. I know what I do with it.
Right.
I knew that. Yeah.
You know, it was that kind of thing. Yeah. And then the other one, it was the Jodeci. You feel, damn, I ain't even gonna say it. But
Yeah, it seems kind of corny now.
in the stay, y'all go look it up. And she was like, "You sound just like the record." Oh, God, she was an older woman too. I thought I could get away with it, and she didn't know it. But then she was like, "You sound just like the record."
That was good for you. Let's address the AD. Let you address the AD stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, and our last thing, there was a comment when we were talking about someone put in, basically, I'm paraphrasing it. Y'all can go back and look. It's in the comments. But they were stating that it was something to the effect of black women, and somebody said, I didn't forget what you said neither. You called that black woman, you told her she need to mind her business. And then once she puts black woman in front of it, she make the rest of it, it comes off like I'm making a statement about black women. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Something about a woman that just happens to be black. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I remember another comment before, and usually I just laugh things off, but to me, you start to paint a narrative like even if you don't find her attractive, I don't have to find all black women attractive, or A1. All black men don't have to find all black. Doesn't mean anything is wrong with her. Yeah. Or we don't think that she needs love. And that really, it kind of, I felt the way, and I just wanted to address it. It was just like, but as long as we were talking about the white woman with the chin, nobody had a problem with that. But and then to add, they didn't pay attention. I came on the show the next time and I said, I apologize for the bald head part.
Yeah.
But mind your business, and I definitely stand on that. But it was like, I remember you, I didn't forget neither. But what does that have to do with? It's like, I don't want this thing to go between us. Just as if somebody has a problem with somebody and they happen to be black, then we make it a black issue, or we make it a woman issue.
Yeah.
I got 6 black sisters. I had a black mother. Like, I only date black women. And it's like, if I don't find one attractive, that doesn't mean that I don't think she needs love.
Yeah.
Support, family, or, but.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I also don't think, because I know I got a lot of slack for saying that I thought that Megan looked attractive, not that Chelsea looked attractive.
Yeah.
It's because somebody put Megan Ox that it threw me off. But I said I thought Chelsea looked pretty that night, and I do. I feel like her makeup looked good. I feel like she looked good. So, and people are like, oh, you can't. It's almost like sometimes when we're trying to, we can protect each black women without putting other people down.
Right.
I'm not big on like making fun of people's looks a lot, because I feel like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you just there before the grace of God. There's somebody that thinks everybody is attractive and somebody that finds them not that way. And so I try not to to get into that. But yeah, I think she looked like Megan at the reunion a little bit.
And people went on it like, Christal, you need glasses
on me.
When we said that, no one had a problem with us saying stuff, and they jumped in about her. But if I said something about a black woman that maybe I didn't find attractive, it's not because she's a black woman. Stop doing that.
Right.
That's the part.
Okay. Well, Mo, and he's standing on, he said what he said, standing on.
Said what I said. Because that's what they said. They was like, I ain't forget what you said. It's on the internet.
But yeah, that I agree with that. And we weren't trying to, it's funny. We have to be able to speak freely. So I appreciate you straightening that up. All right, now it has come time for our dating tips. Now, you owe us because you missed out on Wednesday.
Right.
So what dating tip do you have for the audience today?
My brother's confidence, man.
Okay. Uh-oh.
With confidence. If you are unsure, I would just recommend don't move. Don't make a move until then. It will show. If you feel something in your gut and your heart and it's telling you not to do it, don't do it. Before you even get started. I just really believe, and I'm understanding more and more.
What do you mean, like start talk before you start approach a woman?
If you're like, let's say you're on a dating site or you see a woman in the grocery store, you're looking at it and you're like, don't move on, move on, yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Don't move on, trying to convince yourself or other people's opinions that might be with you. Yo, you should talk to her. And you don't feel it.
Yeah.
Move with confidence, man, and it's going to show. Because if you move on shore, you're opening yourself up to a lot of other things, man. Move with confidence. If you're not confident about it, it's probably not a wise decision to make a move. And do it from your heart. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody else is in the room, that they be like, yo, I think you should. She look good, and you don't feel it, brother. Don't do it, because they're not going to be there to deal with it. You are. People will be like, see, and they're not going to be able to pick up the pieces if it go left or whatever. Do it from your heart. If even if they don't feel she's attractive and you do, if you feel that in your heart, go with that woman. Talk to that woman.
Yeah.
I've been with a woman one time, and Crystal got jokes about her to this day, and I'm not going to say her name.
First of all, we don't say anybody's name ever.
We don't, right. But we don't say anybody, right, exactly. But but she's been around, and Crystal seen her, and Crystal behind the key crack jokes. Sometimes
Well, you crack jokes too.
sometimes I do too.
I mean, one of the biggest jokes you introduced me to, and I just thought it was hilariously on point and continue. But I agree. Like, I don't care. I don't really care if my girlfriends are attracted to the guy I date. I like people because I like them.
Yeah, they just move. That's moving with confidence and reassure. Not nobody else's point of view or vision. Man, what's for you is for you, and just be confident about it. If you're unsure, it's because we talk about people's lives. If you're unsure, don't move. Trust me.
I feel that. I feel that. And I have talked to guys that are like, I wasn't really into her at first. Like, I put up a post on my Instagram and I was basically saying if a guy hasn't texted you back in weeks or even months, that's a sign not to text him. And I was like, I learned this because my mom, I think I've told you guys before, my mom would say, Crystal, if he hasn't called, that means he does not like you. And I mean, she would tell me this like at 12 and when I first started being able to have boys call the house. So I've always in my head been like, I'm quick to fall back. My fallback game is immaculate. It's probably the opposite of what it's probably too good because I'm easy to fall back. Um, so a girl was like, well, I don't agree with that. And I said, why not? And she said, well, sometimes you have to be aggressive to get what you want. And I wanted to address that on here because I don't feel like, for me, my opinion, this is just my opinion because it's my platform, so I can have my opinion. My opinion is that never works because you could say you could be aggressive, but do you know how many men I've talked to that are with a woman that they didn't really like, but the woman just kept chasing them, and finally they just went ahead and gave in, and now they don't really like her, and it is horrible. I would never want to be somebody's second, third, fourth alternative choice that he just accepted because he was down on his luck. That's another thing. Sometimes when a man is down, he will just be with you because not because he really wants you, but because he doesn't have anything else to do. And if you are the aggressor, I would not want to be that person. And I don't think any of you all should be that person. If you have to, first of all, you should never have to be aggressive to get a man. That's just two very wrong. That does not fit in that sentence. So that's why I said that. Of course, that's my opinion. If you want to chase them down, run them out, get them tired. Like, when I'm training my horse, if you want a horse to do something, you get them tired and then make them do it. If you want to do a man like that, that's on you, sis. But I wouldn't suggest it. I would not suggest it. I think that would not. And I don't, my mother told me, and we've all heard this, never give a person a second opportunity to tell you they don't want you. Do not. Now, I will admit, there's been one situation where it was hard for me to get over the person, but that was a marriage, and it was for 13 years. So it was hurtful, right? But once you tell a person, you don't have to tell me. You don't have you. all you have to do is not call me. I'm not calling you. And you can go on about I have no problem if a person ghosts me. If I ghost you, I'm fine. Like I don't, but I also feel like my mom instilled that confidence to where I'm not I know that if he doesn't, somebody else will come along. So you can't, but I'm not with the aggressiveness when it comes to a man. So I would say that kind of is the second part of what you're saying, because you're saying if a man doesn't, a lot of times if a man doesn't make the first move on a woman, she'll go ahead and make it on him. And a lot of times you don't know if that man really wanted you or not.
I mean, that's a both ways, but it's a difference between, I don't even want to say assertive because even I think that could come off a little, but if you just say hello, the man that even if you shot, he'll do the rest.
No, I'm not. But see, that's not. I'm saying this woman said you got to be aggressive, and
Yeah,
the meme said if he hasn't returned your text
don't.
for
Yeah,
months,
I got you.
there's no need for you to be chasing him down.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense. Like, leave that man alone and let him find a woman that he wants to put the energy into, and you be fully confident that a man is going to see you and be willing to put that same energy into you. So please don't be chasing these Negroes. Um, Chat family, please don't. I do want to say something. I want to say, Mo and I do this show together, but Mo and we are two different people. We are friends, but we have two different point of views. And because nobody can tell me what to tell Mo, and no one can tell Mo what to tell me, because we're two different adults that have our own perspective. And that's part of the reason I like you being on the show, is because you have your own perspective. We talk a lot. We never tell people's names. We never try to embarrass anybody. But it's not like we are speaking. We're talking before the show and figuring out what we're gonna say. We don't do that. Um,
facts.
so, I just wanted to say that because I know people sometimes are in the comments like, saying stuff about we Mo is here because first of all, he's one of my few male friends that I knew would come on here and be honest. And a lot of times men online are not honest because they want to cater to women. And even though I do know that Mo does a lot of catering to women outside of this show, he doesn't do it on the show. So I appreciate that. You probably do a little less catering than you used to, but
Oh, hey, I'm doing none right now. Trust me. I'm tucked away right now. I'm good. Um, but and then here's the thing: people are like, I get asked advice now. You know that, right?
mhm.
People put scenario. This is in my DMs.
Oh no, I'm sure, and I know you ladies are in Mo's DMs, hollering because they tell me
No,
they be in my DMs for you.
no. Here's the thing: I can't. I mean, when I tell you real advice, I mean it might. I don't know if that's where they're going because I don't respond past whatever they.
Anybody that's in your DM asking you for advice is trying to holler, because if not, they would put it in the chat or they would speak to both of us. But if they're in your DM specifically, they're trying to holler, and I'm okay with
Uh, yeah, for the record, that's probably won't happen. I'm trying to tell you. We can put that out there, but it's advice. This is the scenario. Do you think this guy is using me? He's telling me he loves me. I'm not gonna put this person's name out there and told me. And
yeah.
the X amount of time he's told me, and it sound crazy. And I was like, basically, I just told them the run.
Yeah, I think we should do that. I think one night we should have an open question forum where people can just ask questions on relationships. We should do that. We should do that in the next couple of weeks,
There you go. I'm not mad at that. I
where
want.
people can come and ask questions. You can put your question in the chat, and then we will both answer the question. Or if you have a question specifically for Mo, he can answer the question. Or if you have a question specifically for me,
There
um,
you go.
they can ask me the question. And yes, they are not slick, but I understand women. We are in an age where women are shooting their shot. But I'm telling you guys, if you believe that you have something coming, it will come. If you don't believe it, then it won't. But if you do believe it, then it will. So that's my dating tip for tonight is really just don't chase, allow, just be and allow it to come to you. What?
Also, we talked about this yesterday, and I'm gonna put it out here for everybody. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Christal, I'm older than Christal, but I don't know how this came to be, but it is. She became it's a more of a big sister role, but and I'm actually older than her. But what in being that playing that big sister role, or being that big sister role, there was one time was yesterday, and another time was
I can't believe you're gonna do this today. That's
Crystal
lame.
swears that she can physically beat me up. Like, I don't know. Now she did it. She did it yesterday. That's the funny part.
How did it start yesterday? First of all, I don't believe that I said this before. I don't believe this story. I am not co-signing this story.
Then I had to find her after she went with her divorce. And me and John had this big house. Me and Crystal was staying there. She had her own room, bathroom. We all met up in the kitchen, and Crystal stared at me, looked me, and look me up and down. I'm like, what? I'm thinking I got something on me or something. She was like, I think I could take you. She was like, yeah, I think I could take you. What you about? At that time, I was probably like 165, 170. He was like, yeah. I could. Now
I don't think that you were 165, first of all. Second of all, I asked him for the context in which I said that because I would not just look at you and say, I I would not just say that.
I don't know if we got in an argument the day before.
You must have did something to piss me off for me to say I think I can take you. That don't even seem like me.
Oh my goodness. Crystal said, she was like, I think, and I was like, what? And then we started talking. That's like, she really thought like wrestling because she got big, thick legs with no kneecaps. Crystal has got strong legs, and maybe she thought she could beat me. That I don't know.
Wow.
I was like, what? And then she did it yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys the context because you tried me, Mo. You tried it. First of all, this this is what happened. We were talking, and he was saying that he was having a conversation with a young lady, and he did just say I have cankles, but I don't have cankles. But
no,
whatever, Mo.
Kneecaps.
I do have kneecaps.
Good.
That's hateful. Now, see, me and AD have been verbally assaulted by Mo. So he said that there was a young lady he was having a passionate conversation with, and he wanted to make sure that she did not feel like he was going to be physically aggressive. He was like, I didn't want her to feel like you were going to do that. And I was like, I don't really think any girl would feel like you were going to do that. And he was like, well, you don't know. And I was like, no, I don't think that she probably thought that you were I just don't think that he's like an imposing figure. Now, I do understand that any man can make a woman feel threatened, but I really just don't. I just don't feel like.
Threaten me, man.
Huh?
Get to the part where you threatened me.
I didn't threaten you. All I said was that I don't think that the girl thought you were going to beat her up. I said she probably thought she could take you. I think I could take you.
That part. Just get to that part. You see what I'm saying?
But I mean, you were saying it like you were being this big imposing figure.
I'm just saying, you said I think I could take you.
But you said that you were concerned. He actually was he said, I don't want anybody to feel like I would do anything to him. And I was like, now you know good and well, no girl should be afraid of you. I was just kidding. And I don't believe that I said it years ago. I don't believe that. I want you to take back the fact of you saying I have no kneecaps. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's nice. You have to take it back. Okay.
You have kneecaps somewhere.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Somewhere. No, but you did say that, I didn't take it personal the first time. Yesterday when you said that, I was reminded that.
But I was trying to tell you that you were not intimidating the girl. Do you even care about that part?
Yeah, I get all that, but I'm worried about. I'm like, Crystal really thinks she can beat me up? Like,
No, no, I don't. I do not. I do not. I'm sorry, Miss Wilson. We are getting on people's nerves with this foolishness.
my bad, yo, my bad,
I
my bad.
did not. I did not. Mo obviously is exaggerating.
Oh, okay.
Exaggerating.
I'm gonna see if John.
Of course he doesn't. He doesn't. Before
Did.
we leave, we do have to say something. I wanted to dedicate tonight's show to one of our good friends
Yes.
who is one of the funniest people I have ever met. Like, funniest people I have ever met. Um, just like he should be a writer on a comedy show. PRMB said now she can't remember the dating tips. Yes, Mo's dating tip was a man should not make a move unless he's confident in his move. And my dating tip was please stop chasing these Negroes. Or don't chase them. Let them come to you.
Exactly.
So yeah, I wanted to dedicate this to our friend who is extremely funny. And I'm trying to think of one of the funniest stories that this is one of our friends that we all have in common. I mean, that we both have in common. He actually is Mo's friend for years. I met him through Mo. And he's just a funny guy, like one of the best, just very musical, very dope, just a really good person.
Good.
Um,
It wouldn't harm a fly. Yeah.
the funniest thing is now he would be an intimidating person.
What he?
Yeah, if he stood up and was yelling, not personality, not his, because he doesn't have a deep voice,
Oh,
but
okay.
he's a big guy.
Right.
Now, if he stood up over a girl, he's like what, 6'2", 6'3"?
He might be 6'3".
If he's 6'3", towers over, and he's broad, towers over a girl, that's different.
But as soon as you hear his voice, you're gonna be like, he ain't gonna do that.
That may be true. Now, but I would say this: the shadow on him would be thick. The shadow on you, not so much.
This is true. This is true.
But I just want to send lots of love to him because he is. And I'm trying to think of one of the funniest things that he said because he will keep you in stitches.
Me
I know
and
when
him
I
go
talked to
at it.
him the other day, he told me that he did not know my new married slave name because we hadn't talked in a long time, and since I got married, he didn't know my new married name, but um just a really good guy, and we love him. He sometimes watches the show. I guess he's not on tonight, but shouts out to C Dub.
Yeah, shouts out to C Does, my man. He going through something right now. Prayers up to him and his family. You
Yeah.
know, have,
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. I'm not saying that Mo's toothpick is not intimidating. No.
let me tell you.
Neither is that forearm or bicep.
Let me tell you something. I get into some gangster if I really, really wanted to.
Gangster what?
I'm trying not to do that. I got a tough side. I know y'all.
I've never seen the tough side since 2005, but maybe it's there.
It's definitely there. And I got a little, I'm working out.
Got tattoos.
What does that got to do with anything?
I'm just saying you hit it. All I saw was the tattoos. What did you do? What do you have there?
You don't worry about what I did, David.
Mind your business.
You don't worry about none of that. I'm all right.
All good. But no, this was good. You guys, I don't know what the hell we're looking forward to with Ready to Love. I'm really ready for this season to be over.
Oh,
So
we got
this reunion. The reunion is gonna be good. The reunion is gonna be good.
Yeah, it is.
We're gonna have to do a 2-part for the reunion and really get into that. And then next Wednesday, remember Mo is gonna come in with his Freaknik pictures. Um, yeah. And
Only like 2 of them.
yeah, but still, we want to see the Freaknik pictures.
Okay.
And I am I'll be sharing I will be sharing my video with JD, but I do want to warn you guys, when sitting next to JD, I do look like a big monster. You ever sat next to a small man? I was like, oh, this is horrible. Oh my God, I got to get on the Weight Watchers. Sitting next to JD, woo, yeah.
Did
Anyway,
The Super Bowl come up?
No, no, no. We just talked about Freaknik. We talked about Freaknik, but I do want to say that he went to South by Southwest to premiere the show, and he wore the socks again.
Oh,
It's not even that he's a vegan, he's just a smaller person.
he got.
He's a smaller person, but yeah, I was looking like a whole I look like Shrek and he looked like Fiona. It's bad. But y'all, I love y'all. Bear with me. I'm working on me, I'm working on me.
I'm
So
not. I lived in Queens, by the way, but I'm not from Queens. But I lived in Queens. I see they asking me. My bad. What part?
all right. Well, yeah, you guys all send us some of your Freaknik pics if you have them. If you can, share them and we'll show what we get. If somebody DMs them to me, I can show them on Wednesday show just to show some love to our chat family. We love you guys for watching. We will be right
Yeah.
back here next Wednesday for a midweek recap. And then, of course, next Friday right here after Ready to Love. Any last minute? Any last minute?
Nah, y'all be safe. Have a great weekend. Back on Wednesday.
All right. Love y'all. Have a good one.
All right, y'all. Be safe.